I just want to talk about it. Another episode of the Healthy Discussion Show. I'm going to play some music I'm waiting on people to come on in. But today's topic, we're talking about Trump tax plans, right? Unlike Kamala, we actually get to see what his tax plans are. So let's talk about it. Let me give y'all some time to come in, about 2 minutes. Listen to this jazz real quick. It's called Piano Boogie. Listen to the jazz real quick. Positive vibes only. Positivity over negativity. Alright, that's a quick 2 minutes. That is a quick 2 minutes. But we're not going to take too long. Let's get into the subject matter.
Announcing that as part today, I'm also announcing that as part of our additional tax cuts, we will end all taxes on overtime. You know what that means? Think of that. Think of that.
Now, what does that mean for you and I? End taxes on overtime. What does that mean? Does that mean more or less money in your pocket, right? Now, I look at it like this. That means more money in your pocket because most of the people get paid overtime. It's generally time and a half. Smash that like button, tell a friend if you worked overtime and you got time and a half. Now, with the time and a half, it's still being taxed at a higher rate because you're making a little more. So the fact that he said this, I said, yeah, that makes sense for the people if you really want to put money into their pockets again, which then puts money back into the economy, which then grows the economy. Do you understand the triple effect of that? Rather than raising taxes, right? Keeping it at the same rate, and then next thing you know, you don't have any more money to put inside of the economy. Everything costs too much. I thought this was brilliant, but let's go on to the next one.
Donald Trump recently stated that he will cut taxes on overtime pay. Let's talk about it. So this is a recent development actually on the tax side from the Donald Trump side of things, where he mentioned that him eliminating taxes on overtime pay will incentivize people to work. Now, I will tell you this, there hasn't been any details as it relates to this plan, but from my own personal experience, I haven't always been a CPA with accounting and tax knowledge. I will tell you this, I've had jobs and overtime pay already incentivizes people to work. So I guess I can kind of see it further incentivizing people to work if you're not going to pay taxes on the overtime. So I can kind of see that. But we need more details about this, how this is going to be implemented, who will it impact, what are the ramifications for something like this on the government in terms of revenue. We need to hear more about this. But let me...
Pause. You're not going to get the details until the man is in office. This is how it goes, right? You're not going to get the details until the man's in office, right? Because then he can actually change things with the what? What's one of the most powerful things in the world? I'm going to give the chat a chance to answer. One of the most powerful things in the world is a pen. A pen. You can sign your life away just with a pen. But anyway, Let's go on. Also, he also stated that he was going to do, him and Elon, which is something that I like. They stated that they was going to do a government audit. Now, this is going to have the government screaming, crying, scratching their nails. This is how I know this for sure. If you audit the government, you will find that it's real, it's dirty. It's a dirty game. Where's the money? Last time I checked, y'all spent $600 million on the migrants in Chicago, right? In New York, $600 million. Where is the money? The migrants don't have $600 million as a collective. Somebody took something, allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly. Eric Adam, where are you? Last time I checked, the FBI was knocking at your door. Allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly. This is their second investigation on this matter. That's all I'm saying. But let's continue.
In my last video, I addressed how Donald Trump said he will get tax cuts on overtime. And I went on to say how life-changing that money would be. And I'm about to show you how this will definitely increase my income by a long shot.
Listen.
So, my net income right now is about $45,000 to $50,000. My job does have mandatory overtime, which starts after 40 hours. We work 12-hour shifts Monday through Saturday. Base pay is around $17.50. Then overtime goes to time and a half. And then on Sundays, we make about $30 an hour. So I'm just gonna calculate my overtime. So overtime starts at $25 an hour. $25 times 12 hours is $300. So that's $900 Wednesday through Saturday. And that's $360 on Sunday. Altogether, that's $1,260 a week. That's around $5,000 a month in overtime. And that's $60,000 a year in untaxed overtime, not including before overtime. In my last video, I addressed...
The man did an excellent job at breaking it down. And the reason why I'm scrolling through TikTok so y'all can have a different appetite for what's going on. You're just not hearing it from me. You're hearing it from what's going on. You're hearing it from the algorithm. You're hearing it from people, boots on the ground, not just commentators that they're being paid and told what to say, right? This is raw. This is as raw as it's going to get, right? Unlike ABC, for example. Y'all seen that debate? To me, it was one man against three things. It was Trump against, what's her name, Kamala. Also Trump against ABC. And last but not least, Trump against the machine. Because y'all gotta remember, he is actually one of the greatest representation of what America should be. Why? This is how. Entrepreneurship. This is what built America. His campaign, he does not borrow governmental money to fund his campaign. He uses his own money. He doesn't use other people's money, OPM. He uses his own money, right? Also, masculine. They don't like this one, which is against what they're trying to make the world so feminine, but that's a whole nother topic. We're gonna do a whole nother video on that one. Also, he has a nuclear family, whether you like it or not. He's married, he has kids, and that's just how it goes. He has his businesses, right? He has alliances, he communicates. He doesn't use the machine. So I'm saying it all to say, right? He's actually one of the greatest representation of what it should be, of the republic. Because y'all gotta remember, we were never a democracy. We started out as a republic. That's all I'm saying. Now, my thing is this. I tell y'all to be your own president of your own life because we all know for years, right, as far as the culture, what have they given you and I? You know, absolutely nothing. But you got to put that aside and say, you know what, because we understand that the black culture is, they're like, I call it emotional beings, right? No, we have to be logical. We have to be logical. And in this one, the logical answer to me will be Trump. Why? You already been in office. You already had the relationships. And last time I checked, I made way more money when Trump was in office. Can we talk about it? But let's continue.
Lord have mercy. God bless America. God bless these damn idiots that get on TV and run their pie holes and talk like they know something. So Trump announced that he wants to not tax overtime, which would benefit the American people greatly, and it would benefit the corporations because they're not having to pay tax on
Which is good.
extra taxes on the people that are earning the overtime.
Which is good.
Okay, so you know the talking heads, they get on there. We can't afford this. We can't do this. We can't do that. Blah 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 blah. Well, guess what? We give $1.3 billion to Egypt every year in military aid with no
Great
human
point.
rights rules.
Great point.
Why? Why are we giving Egypt $1.3 billion?
It's the same thing with Ukraine. It's the same thing with Ukraine. Everybody's saying word on the street. I'm gonna tell y'all now. Word on the street, Ukraine is a laundromat. Now, I'm not saying that the people what's going in Ukraine, we have to have some form of hospitality, right? But we talking about the money. We talking about the politics. Follow the money, right? Don't follow nothing else. Follow the money. It is a laundromat. It is a laundromat. They bring some money from here to here. Every 5 seconds, they sending money to Ukraine. Why? So they can get it back. It's a game. These are called proxy wars for a reason. Last time I checked, wars are highly profitable. Don't care what anybody say. The last time I checked, war are highly profitable. Don't believe me, look it up yourself.
Today, I'm
It also says that you pay $750. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're liberal, Democrat, moderate, Republican. The fact that we have a presidential candidate that is talking about getting rid of income tax on anything overtime hours, that's huge.
Yep.
That's amazing. Anyone, I would benefit from it greatly, but how many people in this, how many millions of people work overtime that they go, well over 40 hours a week, sacrificing time for their family, their kids, to try to make ends meet. They're trying to save a little bit, and it's a good chunk of money because it's time and a half. But then, what is the government do? They come in and they take their hand grip of it, and then they rip it, and then you're left with a little bit. You get some extra. It's nice, but think about having the government not touch that at all. That is huge. And not to mention, it's beginning to push the idea that we need to get rid of all these taxes. Texas talking about getting rid of property taxes. Absolutely. We can have this conversation a lot. We need to get rid of property taxes altogether because you need to own your property outright. You don't need to lease it from anyone.
Big fact.
So this is huge. Huge move from Trump. I'm going to say that Kamala's going to come out within less than a week saying that she's going to do the same thing because that's kind of her forte at the moment. But yeah, that is huge.
Copycat.
If you want to bring home more of your money, pay less to the government, I would vote for Trump. I don't care who.
Well said, I'm gonna run that one back again, but the man made a very good point. All her policies that she tried to make, right, is a straight copycat. And I wonder why her mascot is a cat, because all she do is copycat. It all makes sense. Y'all seen what she did with, what's her name, Taylor Swift? Taylor Swift endorsed her right after the debate, right? Taylor Swift, that was the wrong move. Now guess what they're doing to your products, Taylor Swift? Boycott. That was the wrong move, Taylor. You was too swift. You should have chilled. But I understand. You ain't gonna bite the hand that feeds you. I get it. They probably gave you millions for it, right? But you lost so many fans in exchange for the money. You lost your principles, your morals, and to me, you done lost your respect. On that note, watch this. Let's watch it again because he broke it down quite well. Trump moves to get rid of taxes on overtime. That's huge. The corporation can benefit, which means the job that you work for can benefit, and you as the employee can benefit as well. Maybe you roll over that money into a life insurance or something like that. Make it make sense.
Who you are. I don't care if you're liberal, Democrat, moderate, Republican. The fact that we have a presidential candidate that is talking about getting rid of income tax on anything overtime hours, that's huge. That's amazing. Anyone, I would benefit from it greatly, but how many people in this, how many millions of people work overtime that they go, well over 40 hours a week, sacrificing time for their family, their kids to try to make ends meet. They're trying to save a little bit, and it's a good chunk of money because it's time and a half. But then what does the government do? They come in and they take their hand grip of it and then they rip it, and then you're left with a little bit. And you get some extra. It's nice, but think about having the government not touch that at all. That is huge. And not to mention, it's beginning to push the idea that we need to get rid of all these taxes. We like Texas talking about getting rid of property taxes. Absolutely, we need to have this conversation a lot. We need to get rid of property taxes altogether because you need to own your property outright. You don't need to lease it from anyone. So this is huge move from Trump. I'm going to say that Kamala's going to come out within like another less than a week saying that she's going to do the same thing because that's kind of her forte at the moment. But yeah, that is huge. If you want to...
I wanted to say another thing too, because he made a great point, and I did a couple of YouTube videos about this as well. The way that they're getting away with, because taxes is illegal actually, right? But the way that they're getting away with it nowadays, it's no longer taxes. Have you ever noticed they have a new coin term? They always use the same thing, and they switch the verbiage up. Meaning that what they're using now is, oh no, don't pay attention to the word taxes because everyone knows about that word. Pay attention to the word fees. Fees are considered taxes. If you're late to pay this, what do they call it? Fee. If you don't have enough money in your let's just say that your checkings account, right? They call it an overdraft what? Fee. If you I'm just letting you know, these are the things. Pay attention to the word fee because they're slowly changing the narrative, but it's actually the same thing. Please, people, can we talk about it? Let's talk about it. Do not fall for the okie doke. That's all I'm saying. They're running the same game over and over, and if you pay attention to patterns, you will know what's next. But let's continue.
So while Kamala Harris is promising Americans this opportunity economy,
Mm-hmm.
where the average American won't reap any benefit because most Americans aren't going to start small businesses to benefit from a $50,000 tax deduction. Most Americans are not just going to go out and have a baby to get a $6,000 one-time payment for the first year of the child's life. And most Americans definitely don't make the income needed to qualify for a housing loan in this economy. So the down payment assistance for first-generation home buyers, aka immigrants, isn't really going to benefit us. What's the homie President Trump coming up with? Shit that's going to fix America. He's saying, hey, let's get rid of taxes on overtime. The Harris campaign is saying this is a last-ditch effort. I'm like, why the fuck are you not proposing this then? Like, if you work 40 hours a week, let the government tax you on that. Anything above that, you shouldn't be paying taxes on. It's bad enough that you got to work more than 40 hours a week to feed your family, but at least you should get the full benefit of those extra hours. How many of you worked overtime, got that check, and was disappointed because they took more taxes out? This is a reality. That puts money into your pockets immediately. That gives you something you can control. If your employer allows you to work overtime in this economy, then you know that you can look forward to extra money on your paycheck that's going to feed your family, put gas in your tank. The bare necessities. Hey, man, sometimes problems don't require huge solutions. Sometimes problems require changing how you see them and looking at what we already have and empowering those who are willing to go out and work for it. I'm all for it.
That was well said. Give a round of applause to the brother. That was well said. He broke it down, right? And sometimes it's just as simple as critically thinking, right? That's all. We see we have a problem. How do we fix this problem? People need the influx of money in their pocket in order to stimulate the economy so everything can grow. If you put money in people's pocket, watch the economy grow. If you take money out of people's pocket, don't be mad that whatever you decide to sell is not selling, whatever you're promoting is not, because the people decide the price. That's what people don't understand, right? The people has power. If you make something great and no one buys it, guess what? It isn't considered great. I don't care how beneficial it may be. It's the people's choice. And I've learned that in this society, we forgetting about the people. We looking at individuals. No, as a collective, it's the people. But let's continue.
We've been watching Donald Trump for the past 19 minutes here. He's been on stage for about an hour now, his first appearance post-debate. And as he just laid out there, a new position and one that will certainly get some play. Donald Trump saying he doesn't want tax on overtime. We've been watching Donald Trump
I'm telling you.
Donald Trump has made another strategic move when it comes to his campaign's tax proposals. Now, do remember that just a couple of months ago, Donald Trump first announced that he wanted to eliminate income taxes on service workers' cash tips. Following that, he announced that he wanted to eliminate income taxes on Social Security benefits. Now, as of yesterday, and in another unprecedented move, Donald Trump announced that he wants to eliminate all taxes on overtime pay. Now, what kind of impact will this have?
Pause.
A positive impact?
I know this will have a positive impact, but something just came across my mind, right? Do you know if Donald Trump wins, how it's going to affect the richest people in the world? Because you got to remember, a class of people, those taxes that we're paying, do you know where that money goes? It goes right over to England, to the royals. He's messing with royalty. I don't think people understand that. That's why they don't want him to win. All these pre-measures, these taxes, these income taxes, you have a baby tax, you have your house tax, everything is taxed, sales tax, income tax, all these taxes, all these fees, right? Do you know at the end of the day, it goes to a certain family? So he's literally taking money out of these people's pockets. I see why they're trying to offer him by any means necessary. That's why it's so important for this man to be alive and for this man to win this election, because he's more so for the people. Now, will this be a shock factor? Yes. Because him winning will show that the people now have the power again. Him losing will make the United States of America, and I'm sorry to say, right, but it's going to be over as far as a global competitive force. You might as well, it's not going to work. As far as being strong, that eagle, that bald eagle represents strength, right? Right? We're going to have to change our mascot to the pigeons. I'm telling you. We're going to have to change our mascots to the pigeons. You know those little birds that peck around and stuff like that? And they on the ground and you used to see them a lot, now you don't see them no more? We're going to have to be those, because we will be forgotten about. We will be forgotten about. So it's actually impeccable for this man to win. Let me tune in with the chat. Hunky Hank. What's going on, Hunky Hank? Let me know what you think about Trump doing this sale tax, or Trump not taxing your overtime and these new proposals. Let me know what you think. I want to know what's on your mind, but continue to watch this. Watch this.
Or will it have a negative impact on both workers and businesses? In my opinion, there's actually both. So on the positive end for workers, this means that they will literally have tax-free income. On the business's end, that means that they will no longer have to pay their share of Social Security tax and Medicare tax. But on the negative side, this means that with the tax-free income for the workers and the businesses not paying their share of FICA, that means that the Social Security Trust Fund and the Medicare Trust Fund will receive less money.
Pause. And let me piggyback what he said. He made a point, but then Trump also critically thought about this one too. That's why he said on your those other last two taxes that he said, he's not going to tax those as well. He's not going to tax those as well, because he understands, okay, cool, they might get into Medicaid, get into this, get into that. Let's not tax all those taxes. We have to eliminate in order to put money in these people's pockets. Who is he affecting by doing this? The queens, the royals, the 13 bloodline. Y'all know how it go. So he's actually barking up a tree, right? That's very dangerous. But we need that in this society, because that's what men do. We bark up trees. That's very dangerous. We will give our lives because that's what we're made for. It's the warrior in him. This is why I side with Trump. It's the warrior. You got to understand. He gives people hope beyond your reality. But eventually you'll see.
If Trump wins president again, he has a big plan to either lower your taxes or completely get rid of them. Plan number one is to completely eliminate taxes on tips. So if you make a living from earning tips, no more taxes for you. Plus, he wants to completely get rid of the federal income tax system and replace it with a tariff system. A tariff is essentially a tax placed on a good that is made in another country and shipped to the United States. Here's how a tariff works. Let's say country A, the United States, makes really cool socks and it costs them $10 to make this sock. Let's say country B, China, makes the exact same sock, but it only costs them $5 to make the sock. So essentially what they can do, China, is sell their socks directly to the people in the United States for $7, and they can make a profit. But what that happens is it makes the USA very difficult to compete with the $7 because it costs them $10. So what happens in return is that the USA has to fire people, people lose jobs, and the American government hates this. So what the government decides to do is introduce a $5 tariff, meaning that they would have to now sell their socks for $12, and this makes the sock company in the United States very happy because they can still sell their stock for $11. They can stay in business and still keep jobs, but that's essentially how tariffs works and why we have them. The tariff money actually goes directly to you in the United States government to help them run the government. Another thing that helps run the government is income taxes. So what Trump wants to do is eliminate income taxes and raise tariffs significantly. So now they can depend on tariffs to run the country and not your taxes. What's important
To me, that makes total sense. This is why. Everything is made with. Everything is made with in China. Hunky Hank, I like your stream. Appreciate it, Hunky Hank. Everything is made in China, right? So China has a monopoly on the United States of America, right? They can basically tell you what they want you to purchase their stuff for. Trump is like, hold on, wait a minute. Without us, ain't nobody buying nothing. We are the capitalistic world, right? So why not, if you're gonna sell your stuff here, let me get a little something for you even selling something here. So I can give that back to my people. I like it. Me gusta. I like it, right? Rather than under the Biden and Kamala Harris campaign, oh, it's okay if y'all do. It's like pushovers. It's okay if y'all sell y'all stuff here, even if we can't make anything made in America, right? It's okay. We just gonna raise the taxes on the people and let them pay for it. Weak. We're looking kind of weak right there. We're supposed to be a superpower, right? Drop the super. That's all I'm saying. Under that administration, please drop the super. Please drop the super. But let's continue. Another thing I wanted to talk about too, right? I'm gonna do some other thing about this auditing the government. Him and Elon, ingenious, auditing the government, finally holding the government accountable for what they spend and what they don't spend. Because we can't tell them what they spend, what they don't spend. They got something called the what? Machine. All you hear is that cash sound. That's all they do is print it. Money is printed. But let's continue.
Let me get this straight. I want to make sure I heard this correctly. No taxes on overtime.
Huh?
No taxes on overtime. Oh my word. We gonna be balling down.
If you ain't turned up for that one, BA. I know that would make any man happy, especially if you've been working, you're like, man, this is a break, man. It's called a break for a reason. But anyway, I think it's good for the economy to stimulate the economy. I actually think it's beneficial. You know, I really think it's beneficial. Let's go on to this next subject though, because I wanted to talk about Trump and auditing the government. Trump, Elon audits government.
Fourth, at the suggestion of Elon Musk, who has given me his complete and total endorsement. That's nice. Smart guy. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Very, very much appreciated. I will create a government efficiency commission tasked with conducting a complete financial and performance audit of the entire federal government and making recommendations for drastic reforms. We need to do it. Can't go on the way we are now. And Elon, because he's not very busy, has agreed to head that task force. It'll be interesting. If he has the time, it'll be a good one to do it. But he's agreed to do it. Fourth, at the suggestion of
Musk has joined Donald Trump's team. This just coming out today, September the 5th, 2024. It has been announced that the SpaceX and Tesla CEO, Elon Musk, has just been appointed by Donald Trump. Today, it says Trump vows to appoint Elon Musk for a major government audit if elected. So Elon Musk is going to be joining Donald Trump in auditing the entire federal government. We're hearing, here's the tech titans' response, and they're saying that he agrees to join Donald Trump in auditing the federal government. Now, here's another article that has come out from the Financial Times, and this is coming out all across the headlines. Both of these are going to be linked in the description below. Donald Trump touts economic plan to slash prices and taps Elon Musk to help him out. Former president vows to cut taxes, pay regulations, boost fossil fuels, and raise tariffs. And he's going to be doing this with the help of Elon Musk. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comments down.
The way I say it is, that's beneficial. We're finally holding the system accountable. The entire system, we're holding accountable. We need to know every dollar that's coming in. We need to know every dollar that's going out. We need to know where it's going. We need to know who it's going and for what and what purpose is it going there for. This is actually putting the whole world, the whole monetary system in a chokehold. People don't understand. It's putting the whole monetary system in a chokehold because for the first time in history, right, they will be accountable for their actions. They will be accountable for overspending. They will be accountable for charging you these tax and these hidden fees that's actually taking money away from your kids and your future. They will finally be accountable. That's why accountability is so important. It's also good to humiliate the government, to let them know, hey, we know what you're doing, we see what you're doing, it's not right, you should feel awful, you should feel bad, because you're literally taking money out of the future generations. But let's continue.
Mr. President, let's talk about California. Let's talk about California.
What about it?
Claiming that we need to do major changes in this state. If you're president, what's the biggest policy difference for the people of California? And what would the nature of your relationship be with the leaders of California who you're calling scum? How do you get that?
Well, I would have a great relationship with them. And what you have to do is start all over again. You cannot have these policies of high taxation. You can't have these policies of politics where you go after your politicians. You have to have an honest voting system because, you don't have an honest voting system. They send out millions and millions of ballots. They go all over the place and make it business friendly. Right now it's business unfriendly. Look, this would be the easiest one.
Yeah, I know what's going on in California, man. They trying to tell your kids that they can be identified as this, that without having consent of the parents. Like the school take care of the kids. Like after school's over, then what? Were they gonna stay there? Man, y'all better stop.
Place to turn around if they knew what to do. Look at it. I mean, look at the weather. We're standing out here on the Pacific Ocean. in the most beautiful weather. A lot of states don't have weather like this. They don't have Pacific Oceans. So it's many things you could do, but you start with lowering taxes and making it friendly. But think of it, Elon Musk, a great guy, brilliant guy, big company, lots of jobs, leaving. Nobody even calls him to try and get him to stay. I would have been on him. I would have said, let's have lunch, let's have dinner, and then let's have breakfast.
Now that's true, because why would you want, it's like B2 to B2, right? You know, having businesses in a certain state actually bring tourism in, actually bring traction in. So why would you have one of the world's a billionaire, right? Why would you want him to leave your state? You should incentivize him to stay, because you know he's gonna make sure money comes to your state. What were they thinking? You know, Elon said, I'm gone to the big state. We're going to Texas. And to me, that was one of the smartest moves, because guess what? Less taxes in Texas. So it's actually making more. So I guess California thought they wasn't doing him a favor, but who's going to build your underground train Tesla system? If I was Elon, I already know what he's going to do. You guys want my software? You want my brain? Mucho dinero. I might charge you 10 times more just because I can. And he has the right to. And I hope that he do. But let's continue. Trump said, y'all should have took this man to breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Y'all should have tried to sway this man. Why would you have a billionaire leave your state? You know how much millions left your state? Just off of one move?
Trump just announced something that's an absolute game changer. He said he wants to create a commission for government efficiency. Now that sounds really cool and all, but what exactly does it mean and what would it do? Well, what Trump said it is he said, I will create a government efficiency commission tasked with conducting a complete financial and performance audit of the entire federal government and making recommendations for drastic reforms. So you know how Americans have been complaining about the complete lack of discretion for how much money the government's spending, where they're sending their money, and ultimately just raising their tax dollars because of it? This commission would make sure that they're spending responsibly and not sending money where it doesn't need to be sent. He also said that
which means that Ukraine, the laundromat, is over with. Which means that these proxy wars is over with, because it's really holding everybody accountable. This is why they don't want this man to win. I'm telling you, it's bigger than you, it's bigger than I, right? It's about the mindset of what's going on and what's going to affect your kids, right? And your kids' kids. Because laws govern the land last time I checked. And if you don't have a law that benefits the people, then what's the point of the land? It's going to be very chaotic. That's all I'm saying.
No choice. We have to do this. We can't keep going on the way that we are right now. Now comes the plot twist, and this is where the conversation is going to open up in the comments below. You can see that Elon Musk has agreed that he would lead this government efficiency commission. Now, this is where I want to have an open conversation, because obviously the idea of controlling government spending and regulating it to make sure that they're not overdoing it is a very good thing. However, appointing somebody like Elon Musk can make it a very sticky situation. And obviously, I want to know what you guys think about this, but I think
what makes it a very sticky situation, though? I think that makes the situation even better. We all know that the machine is against Elon and Trump. Let's think about it. Can we talk about it? Grab your pots and pans. It's time to cook.
It doesn't matter who you appoint. It's what types of powers you give them in that appointment. So if they, for instance, have more oversight to make changes to certain policies, that wouldn't be a good thing. However, if they were just simply tasked with looking at government spending and creating a report saying, hey, this is where we could do better, I don't see how that could be a bad thing. But of course, I want to know what you guys think about this. Trump.
I plead with you, please, don't miss this. Don't
Hold up. This man came and said, I plead with you.
I plead with you, please, don't miss this. Don't miss the pump, the money. It's about to make me so much money. Trump doubles down on Bitcoin, says he has a job for Elon Musk.
Oh,
if he
that's
can-
another thing. That is a great point, right? If Trump wins, you talking about these assets. A lack of preparation creates poor performance. If you place yourself in a position and you know what's going on, if Trump wins, it is over. Assets class going up. Real estate is going to go up. Bitcoin, new money is going to come in. It's going to roll on up. These things are going to happen, right? You thought 2020 we had an influx and a surplus? Can we say 2 times, 3 times, 10 times the amount? If you learn from 2020, all I'm saying is that history might just repeat itself again. And last time I checked, it generally do.
Elected. Trump has been recently talking.
Trump was asked yesterday what his plan is to bring down the cost of childcare so that Americans who have preschoolers can go to work. J.D. Vance, his running mate, suggested they stay with their grandparents. And Trump's answer was somehow even worse. He went into some nonsensical jag about tariffs and how that was going to pay for it. Because this is not a subject he cares about. This is not something he is even thought about.
Since I am interviewing Donald Trump,
Cool.
you want to stop by?
Yeah, sure, I'll stop in.
There was tragically an assassination attempt on Donald Trump. After this, you tweeted that you endorse him. What's your philosophy behind that endorsement? What do you hope Donald Trump does for the future of this country and for the future of humanity?
You know, people tend to take, like, say an endorsement as, well, I agree with everything that person's ever done in their entire life 100% wholeheartedly.
No,
that's not going to be true of anyone.
It doesn't mean that.
But
It doesn't mean that. I don't agree with everything that he do. But we got to look beyond that and say what's best for the collective. I don't agree with everything he do. There's some things he say, you like, hold on, huh? What? But he always come through. That's what I'm saying.
You know, we got 2 choices really for who's the president, and it's not just who's president, but the entire administrative structure changes over. And I thought Trump displayed courage under fire, objectively. You know, he's just got shot. He's got blood streaming down his face, and he's like fist pumping, saying "fight." You know, like that's impressive. Like you can't feign bravery.
You can't. Well, on that note, smash that like button, tell a friend, and tell a friend. This is the beginning. This is the beginning. This is not the end. Let me know what you thought about this. Leave them comments down below. What do you think about these taxes and Trump policies on these taxes? And will it benefit someone that you know or you directly? Remember, positivity over negativity always. I'm out.